Hey everybody, Stefan here from the Milford Station, and I'm going to go through some of the sales we got in October so far. It's been a pretty good month, and things are ramping up nicely towards Christmas. Q4, as expected, is usually a pretty good month, or quarter, I should say. Summer's been pretty slow, as expected as well, too, because they call it a summer slowdown. Not as many people go online, but as the weather turns and gets colder and all that, more people are shopping online, and especially for Christmas season. So it's a good time. I use the summer to list as much as possible to get ready for this Q4. So without further ado, let's get started here. So I bought a lot from this person about a couple weeks ago. I paid like $100, and there was like 4 or 5 bins of things that they gave us, and it was like just a bunch of mishmash, cameras, clothing, old bottles, like you name it. And I thought, what am I going to do with that stuff? So I listed it anyways, and lo and behold, it's been selling pretty good, and for decent money too. Like for example, this Lego set, which is the Duplo, which is for children, toddlers, up to 3 or 4 years old. This one seems to be sought after, and it's a fairly rare set, and it was going for 50 to 60 US on eBay. Like this one, I noted the box was pretty beat up, but all the pieces were inside. It was very clean, and I took an offer and got 48.44 for it. So that was a pretty decent surprise. So that was half my money recouped. Actually, more than half, because that's US. I paid 100 Canadian, so that's like almost 3/5 of my investment. Next thing, this was something I've had listed for a while now. This is a Big Bill overalls workwear. This thing is pretty huge. It weighs quite a lot, but anyways, this sold for $22.83 and plus shipping. So the buyer's paying I think 15 shipping and $22.83 for this one. Workwear always does pretty good. It's not the fastest mover, but it does sell eventually, especially if it's a good quality stuff. All right, next was this Gans Heritage Collection. Name is Tanner Brown Bear plush. That sold for $17 plus shipping, and so that's plush is always pretty good. I get quite a bit of it. If I can get it cheap enough, I'll pick up plush all day long. And it's in good shape. I'll list that up, no problem. All right, next is something I just listed. I think this sold pretty much the same day I listed it, which was today. So yeah, this is a BKR glass water bottle, silicone sleeve. Lolita was the name of it. I think it's a collection, it's a special edition. So these, I paid $12 each. I got 2 of these. I listed 2 today. I bought them for 12 Canadian and sold it for 32 US for one of them. So that's a pretty good investment. Next was this Electrolux power nozzle. I pick these up all the time. Anything power nozzles for Electrolux, they will sell, and they sell pretty quick. I paid like $5 or $6 for this thing, and I got $63.75 US for it, plus shipping. This is from the lot that I bought from that one person. I'll just call it the mishmash. Mishmash. I don't even know if that's a real word, but mishmash. Anyways, a combination of a whole bunch of junk. So anyways, this thing is pretty old. It's a Dwell tack tester. I believe it's for automotive to measure torque or something to do with the cylinders of the engine and rotational speed and all that stuff. Anyways, it sold for $21.25 US. New old stock like this, and actually this isn't new, but the old stock with the box and all that, especially like automotive tools, tend to do pretty good. Next is a Frank Lyman dress, size 8. We've had that listed for a long time, since October of 2020, so 2 years took to sell this one, but it sold finally for $15.43 Canadian, plus shipping. Okay, vintage Sheffield warranted set of steak knives with Bakelite handles. This is a beat up set. This was in that lot as well. Um, all that was in there was the steak knives. The carving set that usually comes with it was missing, but they still sold very quickly, like in a day, for $41.55. Okay, an LG VHS DVD VCR combo player with the remote, and I always throw in a VHS tape, or a blank VHS tape. And if I have the cables, I just don't have any on hand right now, but the cables, usually I'll throw that in as well too. But this sold pretty quickly, a couple weeks, for $72.24. I paid $14 for it, so another really good profit here. This thing, a North Face fuzzy pink sweater, sold for $15.30, and we got this from our regular auction haul that we get every week, and I think I'm in it for about $2. A pair of Coogies. This is another old listing. This is one of our first ones. Coogies, Australian brand, sold for $31.41. All right, this thing, I just sold it today, actually. It's an Indiana glass olive, green lotus blossom footed compote dish, like all the keywords. So it's a pedestal bowl. It's a decoration essentially with carnival glass, and they call it Virginia or Indiana glass, sorry. And so it's very pretty, very shiny. And the person that came was actually local. He bought it off eBay and was able to do a local pickup. And he got that today, and he was actually very pleased because he's been looking for this for quite a while, he said. And the ones he did find online were charging crazy amounts for shipping to Canada. So he was more than happy to come over here and pick it up. So that sold for $34.43. He actually gave me 50 Canadian. Next is something from the lot, the Mishmash lot. It's an old dairy bottle, Elmhurst Dairy. I believe they're out of New York. Sold for $25.50. So that's not too bad for an old empty milk bottle. All right, Lala Loopsy, another thing we just listed a couple days ago. It's the boy doll. Not much to say about these. They're just toys, and I find Lala Loopsies do really well for us, especially the boys. The boys sell right away. And that one sold. We got $21.25. Took an offer on it. Next is a pair of Hagar clothing, just a run-of-the-mill pair of khakis, new with tags. And these are big ones. They are $58.30. So these, the big sizes sell slow, but they always sell. So I picked them up. I paid next to nothing for these, and they sold for $22.83 a piece. All right, next is a pair of Naturalizer comfort shoes, slip-on, size 8W. Very, very good condition. As you can see, these, well, actually, I take it back. They had some wear on the back heel, which was noted in the app. But it did sell. They did sell, and the heels, the soles were in good condition and all that good stuff. So never hesitate, even if there's a bit of damage on an article, it still might sell. So I list them anyways. If they don't sell after a while, then I just take them down, or I lower the price until they do sell. $15 for this. All right, Sony 1972. This is an old cassette recorder. I think this was used by enforcement agencies or the police to conduct interviews or interrogations, probably. And the neat thing about this one is it actually had a cassette in it and with somebody's name on it. Now, I didn't listen to it, but I would suspect that this is some sort of an interview or an interrogation of some sort. The buyer of the item actually messaged us and asked me if I had listened to it, and if I thought he was more interested in the cassette than the item. But anyways, he bought the item and the cassette for $42.50, and I paid about $7 for this thing. All right, this set of knife I picked up during my 15-minute thrifting challenge that I did last week or a week before. where I went into a thrift store and in 15 minutes I picked up one thing that I thought would sell, and it sold literally like a couple days after, for $40 US, and I was in it for, I believe, $15. So yeah, pretty good profit for these. These Bakelite knife sets do really, really good. I took an offer probably a little too quick. I'm pretty sure I could have got higher with this, and next time I'll actually put this up for auction and let them fight for it. All right, a Far Side coffee mug, just plain nuts, which is like a story of my life. Gary Larson, this is a 1990 collectible mug in the box still, and it sold for $25.50. I'm in it for about $4. And these are all plus shipping as well. I always charge shipping with my items. Next is a vintage Revere Ware copper clad stainless steel 5-quart stock pot dome lid. Fairly pretty big pot for pasta and all that good stuff. And that sold for $38 plus shipping. Next is a Roots Canada women's jacket, extra large, gray, long sleeves, button up. These tend to do really well. Roots is a Canadian company that does well in the U.S. as well too. They're high quality outdoor wear, or basically just mall clothing, but really good quality and sought after. So I pick Roots up all the time. All right, these are vintage. These when I was a kid, my grandmother and aunts and uncles and all that, they all had these in their house because these were mustard jars. So you would buy Schwartz mustard, and it had a plastic lid on. The jar turned into a glass once you were done, and people kept these, and now they are actually quite collectible, and people buy them all the time. So as I found out, this was in the Mishmash lot, sold for $21.25. Pair of Warehouse 1 men's jeans, just small brand, run-of-the-mill jeans, sold for $23.72. These plus shipping. These took about a year. Pair of Almost Famous blue jeans, new with tags, 32 ladies, or size 9, boot cut. And with my jeans, when I list them, I make sure I take quite a few pictures, and I include all the measurements in my listings. So, and I will also list what's the size of the tag, and I will put the measured size as well too, so people know that sometimes the size may differ due to shrinkage. Ray Dunn bathroom soap dispenser, new with tags. I have a ton of Ray Dunn stuff. We went through a phase where we thought Ray Dunn was the ultimate bolo and treasure, and anyways, I got a basement full of it now. I got a few of them. So this one sold $33.83. So they will sell. I'm not worried. They're just taking up room. They're all going to sell, and they're pretty collectible. And as time goes on, they become rarer and rarer, and people want the old ones. So I'm just being patient with it. But I don't pick them up unless I can get them for very cheap now. A pair of Manolo Blahnik women's, I probably murdered that, but women's blue high heels. I don't pick these as much anymore too. When I first started, I would pick everything and anything. So these have been in the books for about 2 years now when we started. And they sold for $37.50 Canadian, plus shipping. An old ashtray souvenir. This thing is just small little glass ashtray from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, Cabot Trail, sold for $19 plus shipping. A pair of women's Lucky Brand gray jeans, Lolita skinny, size 4, blah blah blah, $30.75 for this pair of jeans. VCRs do well. I picked them up, I test them, make sure they all work, they're clean. Try to stick with the big brands like Sony, Panasonic, and Samsung, all that stuff. And this sold for $63.75 US, and it didn't have the remote, so that's pretty good. And I paid $7 for this, like next to nothing. Jean jacket, Reitman's, size 9. Nothing special. $18.75 plus shipping. This is a keyboard leather case. It's a Samsung basically a Bluetooth keyboard for a Samsung Galaxy Tab A. Sold for $22.83 US. A pair of Yonex size 11.5 power cushion tennis or badminton court shoes. I just listed those a couple weeks ago. I got this from an auction lot, and they sold for $29.75. A Luxman, which is a pretty decent brand of high-end stereo equipment, the tape deck. I paid $29 for it. I overpaid, I think, for it a little bit. But anyways, I sold it for $68 US, which is still a pretty good profit for a tape deck. And it only took a week or two to sell, so it was very, very quick. A set of plush. These are from the Big Comfy Couch. Anybody that's got children in the last 10, 15 years know exactly who these guys are. It's Lynette and Molly. And they sell really good. If you see these guys, pick them up every time. They are very, very much sought after. And I sold these for $65.03. And I paid next to nothing, maybe $5 or $6. A Walkman Sony. This one didn't even work. It didn't even have belts. I tried to fix it, but the belts were gone. So I listed it as is with noted that it didn't need the belts. You can buy the belts for about $8 or $9 on eBay, no problem. They're easy to change. Anyways, they sell for I sold it for $25.50. I just couldn't have been bothered to get the belts. If I would have got the belts and fixed it, I could have sold this for $50 or $60. A bra La Senza 38 double D's, $15.22. We picked these up a lot during our weekly auctions. A Giorgio Armani Beverly Hills plush vintage from 1999, $21.15 plus shipping. An Aroma coffee French press stainless steel, new with tags, $16.92 plus shipping. A plush from the Berenstain Bears, another good pick there. Not as good as the Big Comfy Couch, but they do sell. They're pretty good. $23.68 for this one. A sports bra, Dan Skin, sold for $10. I'm in it for about 50 cents. This is a model. This was still sealed. I got this at a yard sale a couple last year. I know it's listed for September of this year because it was on our death pile for about 2 years. So if you have a death pile, go through it, man. You got money sitting around and it's just sitting there collecting dust, and you got to go through your death pile because there's money in it. A lot of the big sales we've got in the last few weeks or this month were from items that we've had sitting on a pile in the basement for 2 years. So this one sold for $55.25 plus shipping. Yogi Bear, $13.60. An Olympus stylus. This was in the mishmash lot. This one sold for $127.50. So that was a nice little surprise on this one. These Olympus stylus cameras, they go for good bucks. They're sought after, and a lot of people don't know the value of them, and you can buy them for $4 or $5 at garage sales or all around. See, this one wasn't even in the best of shape. It had sticker residue in the back and all that stuff. Anyways, it sold for $127, pretty good, and it sold very fast, a couple days. Boom, pair of Mavi jeans, Marcus size 33, 31, run-of-the-mill jeans, $23.72 plus shipping. Pair of vintage 7 women's jeans. They're usually not the best of brands. They took a while to sell, but they did sell. $26 plus shipping. A lot of 3 bras, 32 Ds. I do lot them up sometimes just to make it a little bit more worthwhile and time efficient. As long as they're all the same size, somebody will buy them. $28 for these 3 bras. I usually pay $2 each. A pair of True Religion Billy women's low-rise straight jeans, $35 for these ones. They were new with tags. Ray Dunn mug, Halloween themed, Bewitched, $33.83 plus ship. Another Ray Dunn mug, $33.15 plus ship. A pair of Helly Hansen size small men's red outdoor ski board pants. Anything ski related tends to do well for us. $21 for these. A Boston Celtics long sleeve shirt, $10.50 plus shipping. A pair of Wrangler Carpenter jeans. I pick those up all the time. Carpenter jeans are they're a bolo. $33 they sold plus shipping. An old set of printer ink. They were expired. I noted it. They expired in 2020. They work just fine. They're just as long as you note it and the buyer is aware. $15 for these. Porcelain doll, Royal Dalton. These things were about an inch high, like literally tiny, tiny, tiny. This one sold for $21.25 plus shipping. Build-A-Bear Boston Bruins outfit, all the good stuff, $25. A Vapo Seal Canadian brand, I believe, sauce pot, 1 quart, stainless steel, $12 Canadian plus shipping. A Blanc Noir women's faux leather motorcycle jacket, olive quilted, $28 plus shipping. A Johnny Ramone tank top, ladies, size small, $24.88 plus shipping. A Build-A-Bear turkey suit or turkey outfit for a Build-A-Bear, $25. So keep an eye out. Don't sleep on the clothing, the Build-A-Bear stuff. Even if you buy a Build-A-Bear with clothing on it, you'll make more money with the clothing most of the time, especially the holiday themed outfits. So yeah, this one was still new with tags, and it actually had a stain on it that I disclosed. So $25 for that. That's pretty good. A Ray Dunn mug, big, $14 plus ship. A Halloween Beanie Boo 6-inch. I'm just getting rid of this stuff. Don't buy Beanie Babies. They are worthless. $5. A pair of Merrell's size 10 slip-on shoes, $35. A Adidas Active Jacket full zip, $21.15 plus shipping. This one was pretty nice, actually. I wish it would have been my size. Tim Horton mugs, bolo for us. Anything Tim Hortons sells really well. So $21 for this mug. I paid about $2 or $3. A manga Avril Lavigne book. Manga does well. $6. I took an offer on it. Just wanted to get rid of it. But I paid 50 cents for this. A Guess purse, $21. A Lacoste men's extra large long sleeve fleece nylon hoodie, full zip and pockets, $50.74 for this, plus shipping. Levi's 505s, $34.29, $30 plus shipping. A Luxman digital synthesized. Sorry, French in me is coming out. Yeah, tuner, AM/FM. Very simple, but it's high quality equipment, and that sold right away pretty much for $63.75. Took an offer on it and a plus shipping, and I paid $14 for this. Another one of those small Royal Dalton dolls. Oh, actually, this wasn't even Royal Dalton. This was Crown Ashton for a company from New Brunswick here, a province on the east coast of Canada. But it sold for $15.30 to the same person who bought the little Royal Dalton. Vintage set from the Mishmash, and all those little dolls, those little figurines, they were on the Mishmash lot too. Same with these here, vintage anthropomorphic singles, which means made to resemble humans or humanoid. some sort. Cabbage Girls, these had chips on it and everything. This was all noted. The person bought them. I refunded them because she came back to me after, even though it was noted that it was only salt, and in the descriptions it said that they were both salt. They both had 2 holes in them, and so usually pepper has a 3rd hole, or I don't know. Leave that in the comments. I don't know if it's the salt has 3 holes or the pepper has 3 holes. I'm not too sure. But anyways, she mentioned it. I refunded her, and then she said, "No, please don't refund me. I'll take them. They're a good price." But 100% customer satisfaction is important to us. So we actually got good feedback on it. So I don't mind refunding somebody. It's $11. Wasn't a big deal. Condenser microphone kit. This I got $51 for it, and I bought this when I bought a guitar. I saw a lot of music equipment too on reverb.com, and but this one actually sold on eBay. So microphone, always a good item to pick up. Onzi Flow women's activewear black yoga pants, $12, nothing special. Quilted long sleeve jacket for women, medium, $21. A WWF World Wildlife Fund orangutan plush sold for $21. Again, the plush I'm in it for about $1 or $2. Pyrex pie plate for $14 Canadian plus shipping. An old t-shirt with a lot of words on it. It's actually the verse about love. Love is kind, love is patient, love does not envy or boast. All this up, pretty good stuff. It's in the Bible. $12. A Under Armour golf shirt, size large, $17 Canadian plus ship. Levi's 501s. These are always good. They sell really fast. $30.75. This one was a surprise. I picked that up last year at an estate sale for $20. I picked 2 of them up, $20, and this one sold for US $301. So that was the best flip we've ever had on eBay. It's an old, I guess it's made out of solid brass, and it's hard to come by, all that stuff. So yeah, the $300 in my pocket. So that was a $280 profit right there, minus a couple dollar fees and all that, but $250, I guess. So not too shabby, if I might say. So model trains, pick them up. They're bolos. They're always good. Don't sleep on them. Look them up. An old GoPro. These actually sell well because they're the smaller versions and people still like them. $67. Vintage vase. I paid like $6 for this. Thrift store, $42.50 it sold. Look up the brands. Look for comps. A lot of times you'll be surprised. A little bit of work pays off. A Furby, $51 for this one is the Bluetooth version. Paid about $6 or $7 for this as well. Furbies, I pick them up all the time, all day long. Pair of motorcycle boots, leather. They're Canada West boots, lady size 5.5. I sold it for $66.50 Canadian, which would be about $50 US. A narwhal plush stuffed animal, $21. This thing was huge though, but it still was able to pack it pretty tightly in poly, and it shipped just fine. Women's Hollister jeans, mid-rise, straight, blah blah blah, button fly, $26. The other train I bought for $20. This one didn't sell for quite as much as the other one, but it did sell for $80. Now the only thing is it got returned to me, so I had to take a return on this and refund the buyer, because where it says DCC right here, that's the current that this locomotive takes, and it turns out that this is a DC engine, and it didn't quite work with his track set, so he returned them. I refunded him. They're put up again, and hopefully I'm going to sell it for more than $80. Who knows? A plush wrinkled dog, $16. That's it. That's October sales. There's a few things here and there that we sold on Poshmark and Facebook Marketplace, and a few more eBay items that I didn't put up there. But yeah, that's October has been pretty good so far. And hey, if you like this kind of content, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, come back, check us out. We're going to be doing these videos regularly, and you can see what we list, what we sell, how much we get for it, how much we pay for it, all that good stuff. And follow us on our journey. Thanks. Have a great day.